I met Pertile immediately arriving in Milano in 1948. Like I told you, I arrived in Milano in 47. And I met him a few months after because I was in love with his vocality, with his expressivity. I was so in love that when I knocked at his door, because I took the friend of my friends, put in contact and told me to go to ring of his door because he will be home. So I went there, and when he came to open the door for me, I started to cry like a crazy woman. I could not stop, and his wife was back of him, and what, he was mean to you? So I said, no, my God, he's my idol. So they took me in the house, they gave me a little bit of cognac, and then I told him that I came from Romania, that I was in Milano just to study, to perfection my Italian, to my phrasing, etc. And he liked to hear me. So I sang for him first Bohème and then Traviata. And tell me, Virginia, you are perfect, but we have to work a little bit more in the color of the sound and in the diction, because some doubles escaped to me, I was sure that I was doing okay, but I knew that I needed him for the phrasing, what he does in every opera that I heard certainly I never heard him singing, but in records, he was incredible. So he taught me how to express the words in the color of the words in the context of the opera, the style of the opera. So Bohème is by Puccini, so the style of Puccini, the legatos of Puccini, the diminuendo and crescendo in Puccini. And then in Traviata, the heroic approach, but without being strident, the heroic approach of this soul of Traviata, of Violetta, in rapport of the love that she had for Alfredo. These differences of the acts, they were so important for me to learn the things. So this I learned by his phrasing, but he's saying to me things. He could not sing at the time because he was, I have to say, he was only 60-something, but he had a very difficult life, and he was a little bit, how you say, gobbo, with the hunchback, a little bit. So he could not always stay perfectly straight, but he told me, look, when you sing, stay straight with your shoulders back. And when you sing, love your voice and love the public. Have to be an exchange of love. They will give your applauses, but you give him, to all this public, phrasing, warmth, love, or depends. If you have to despise somebody, you show how much you despise this person. So all these qualities that are necessary in a voice that I am teaching to my students. And sometimes they are not thinking that the voice has to do everything, has not to be only heroic, has not to be only light, has to be in the middle. And with the middle that you have, you go in the stratosphere, I call, in the high agility, or you come in the more dramatic things, like you have in Traviata. Certainly my voice was not dramatic enough in the time. I was only 22, but I tried to explain to him what is my soul, and he understood. Well, I assist to some of his lessons because he had students, but I have to say one thing. The students were hearing, but not understanding. Some of them, they were good voices who came in his studio, but I was there all the time because I liked to see what he has done. But, I understood him in a moment. And some others, they say, Maestro, look how high C I am. And then he says, what is about high C and low high C? They are 2 octaves. How is the voice that these 2 octaves? So he explained to me with sincerity, and I understood everything he said. And some others I learned and I saw that they continue to have the sounds, but not the soul on the sounds. This is the differences. To have the soul in the sounds and to make them vibrating how the soul is vibrating, you know.